Hello and welcome to my F1 25 driver career mode here today for part 28 for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the final round of the 2026 Formula 1 season, and we have a three-way title decider as well. So this is the permutations then for the championship. It can be decided in the sprint race. 18 points between Pearce and Lando Norris, with Hayes 32 points back and 33 points available this weekend. If Pearce finishes the sprint in the top two without Lando scoring, he will be champion. He will also be champion. If Pearce wins the sprint, Lando needs at least P6 or better to keep it alive. Hayes is still in the championship mathematically, but he needs a perfect weekend without Pearce or Lando scoring a single point. So we come into qualifying now ahead of the final sprint race of the year. We come up to the 19 personal best sectors on our first lap, but it's an absolute shocker of a lap, and we've gone slowest there. We've gone again though on the same set of tyres at the end of the session. We've found a tenth and a half. We're still slowest though, and we're going to come up to the line and we're going to start the sprint stone dead in the race. So this is the grid then ahead of the sprint race that could decide the championship. Lando Norris has done the best he can. He's put it on pole alongside the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Then it's Pearce P3, Lewis Hamilton P4, then it's Ocon and Max Verstappen, Villeneuve and Carlos Sainz, Hayes and Gasly round out the top 10, Stroll and Behrman, Piastri and Nico Hülkenberg, Bortoleto and George Russell, Antonelli and Yuki Tsunoda, then it's Liam Lawson and Albon, and on the final row of the grid we are last alongside the Alpine of Jacques Villeneuve. So here we go then as the 5 red lights come on ahead of the Brazil sprint. And the lights are out and we're racing for the Brazil sprint, and we've got a pretty horrible start there. We're going to look to be late on the brakes at the inside. We've got the Alpine of Dylan now we're side by side with the other Red Bull on Lawson. Lawson has a correction with oversteer nearly into the side of us, but we do gain that place as we head now down towards turn 4. We're going for another lunge, get past Antonelli in the Mercedes. We've gone a bit deep though. He looked to get back at the inside of us, but he had to back out of that one. Couldn't get past us there. As now we head up the hill through the kink. We nearly hit the back of the Williams there, as Antonelli goes for a look back at the inside of us. He's got off the track, and Antonelli is going to get us back briefly there, but we're going to hang it around the outside. That then turns to the inside line. We've given him the elbow. He's lost out though to Lawson as we go down the inside of the other Red Bull of Yuki Tsunoda. Really squeezed him off the track there, but it's been a fairly okay start here in the Brazil sprint. We've climbed up to P18 and now we're on the back of the Williams. If we can get close enough, it's going to be a hell of a lunge on the brakes, and it is, and Albon is in the mirrors now. What a move that was, very late on the brakes. Now we're on the back of the Mercedes of George. We're really getting somewhere in the early stages of this sprint. To the inside of George. George tries to keep it pinned around the outside, but he has to back out of that one. Now we're on the back of the Sauber. We put a wheel on the grass. We tried to do what we did to Tsunoda and George there, but the Sauber isn't having any of it. But we're going to swap in the dummy and go down the inside of him. This is Pearce now in P2 in championship winning position, but that engine in the back of the apex has gone bang. His sprint race is over, and could that be the turning point in the championship, in the title deciding weekend? He is out of the Brazil sprint, and Lando Norris is currently winning it, as now this is right in front of us. Hülkenberg's going for a move on Lance Stroll, whose seat is under threat this season ahead of next. But he's got through there. Maybe some yellow flags. Pearce is still off the track, but Lance Stroll's going to have him back here up the inside. In the background, Ocon is trying to find a way through. Behrman is trying to find a way through it in the Haas, and we just can't quite get close enough to have a go. Hulkenberg though is going to have Lance Stroll back here up the inside. It's a big DRS train here behind these two. It's now Stroll. He's still in the mirrors of the Aston Martin. Now tries to go around the outside. Does Lance Stroll to try and keep the place. That's going to go to the inside, then back to the outside. Hulkenberg goes through as we're looking to try and have a go around the outside of Behrman, but we just can't get close enough. But as we come under pressure from the other Sauber of Bortoleto, it's a big DRS train, this one. We're struggling to find a way through, but this is Lance Stroll still fighting Hulkenberg as they've started to break away from those behind. There's now Lance Stroll trying to keep it pinned around the outside, but Hulkenberg is still in front of him. But up front, Lando Norris, could this be the final twist in the tail as he comes up to the line? He's done everything he could possibly do. He wins the Brazil sprint. Charles Leclerc is going to be P2. Sonny Hayes is going to be P3. He's out of the championship fight. We're going to come home for a pretty disappointing P14. So that has been the Brazil sprint, your final sprint of the year. Lando Norris doing exactly what he needs to do, winning the sprint. Charles Leclerc is P2. Sonny Hayes P3. It's a good race for him, but he is out of the championship fight. It was then Lewis Hamilton P4 in what is his final race weekend in Formula 1 as he announced his retirement coming into this race. Then it is Max Verstappen rounding out the top 5. We come home in P14. We just couldn't find a way past Behrman, and then we started to drop back in the later stages of the sprint as our tyres went off, falling into George Russell. So it was Jack Doohan who was the final finisher of the day, with Pearce the one retirement in the race. So this is what it means for the championship. 10 points the gap. Lando needs the top 4 finish to have a chance at the title. If Lando wins, Pearce needs a podium finish to win the championship. If he finishes P3, he'll win on countback. If Lando's P2, then Pearce needs P6 or better. If Lando's P3, Pearce needs P7 or better. And if Lando is P4, the final place he can finish lowest, then Pearce only needs P9 or better. The easier option that he outscores Lando. Sonny Hayes 25 points back. He can equal the amount of points as Pearce, but will lose it on countback. It's a good battle for P4 between us, Piastri, Max, Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. That is a battle to watch as well. So as we come into the final qualifying session of the season for the Grand Prix itself, the sprint very much shaking up the championship battle, but back focusing on us as we come up to the line, we cross it. That first lap is going to put us P7. And now on our last run in qualifying, we're caught at the back of Pearce, who's getting out the way of us, and he's just turned into the side of us and completely wiped us off the track. I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's on a either out lap or an in lap, and he's given us the room and he just turned into the side of us, absolutely ruining our lap there. This is what it looks like on the back of us. I think I was letting us through, and then he just turns into us, wiping us off the track and over the grass. So this is it then. This is the final race of the season and the title decider. It is Sonny Hayes on pole and Lando Norris is P2. Can Sonny Hayes help out his teammate today? Then it's George Russell and Albon, Antonelli and Charles Leclerc, Piastri and Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda and Hulkenberg, Lawson and Carlos Sainz, Villeneuve and Lewis Hamilton, Doohan and Bortoleto. We are alongside Behrman, and on the final row, crucially of the grid, Pearce, who has had to take a penalty because of that engine. It's going to have to be a hell of a drive for him to be world champion. So as the cars make their way onto the grid, it's looking like a fairly comfortable one stop today, but the championship very much open. Lando at the front, Pearce at the back. If it finishes how it started, then Lando will be world champion. We're racing one more time in 2026. And we've got a pretty shocker start. We've already lost out to Pearce, but we're going to go to the inside of the Sauber, late on the brakes, gain a couple of places there. We're side by side now, trying to get up the outside of the doing there in the Alpine. He was force wide and he's lost a lot of places there, going through turn 3, the end of the Contreras. And now we're going to look to go to the inside of our teammate, a little bit too far back to have a go on Villeneuve, as now we head up the hill for the first time in the race, as we're now looking to try and get our teammate all the way around the outside. He holds us off though, we're off the track. We just about stay behind him to have a go into the next corner. And now to the inside, Villeneuve's trying to hold it around the outside. We're still there though, we're still trying to hold it around the outside, but we're going to be later on the brakes. Try and do the cutback, try and find the traction, and we do, and we're trying to go round the outside of him now, up the inside into the final proper corner. We get the job done. We have a big tank slapper of oversteer, but a good battle there, and we're finally past our teammate. This is Pearce's start from last. You can see he got us briefly and then got boxed in at turn 1 with the Sauber and the Haas right in front of him. Not ideal. Those around him on the hard, he's on the medium, and there's the Alpine who we're forced off of doing. And has he got doing at the inside here? It looks like he has done, so he gained a couple of places on the start. Good start for him though. He's got to keep going, as now this is Liam Lawson on the back of Hulkenberg in a bit of a DRS train that we're trying to catch here. To the inside of Hulkenberg goes Lawson, and he gets the job done here. You're going to have to keep an eye on Pearce, who's on the back of us now, trying to find a way through. He needs, as we go for a big lunge on Bortoleto, take that place briefly. Bortoleto's trying to keep it pinned up the inside. That's then going to turn to the outside, and we get the job done on Bortoleto. Now take that place off of him. This is Lando Norris now, currently in P2, doing exactly what he needs to do, but he's coming under pressure from the Mercedes of George Russell, who's trying to get around the outside of the Contreras. That's going to turn to the inside line, and now back to the outside. Can Lando keep it pinned? He's still in a championship winning position if he loses out to George, but if Pearce continues to get his way through, it makes his life increasingly difficult. And George is through, and now can he get him back? He needs to get him back, or is he going to carry on being pressured by the Williams and the Ferrari behind, as we go for a late lunge up the inside of our rival for this season, Liam Lawson. Get the job done there on the Red Bull, but we had a bit of a snap coming out of the Contreras, and now Lawson's going to look to have us back here. Pearce is getting interested on the act as well. Lawson back down the inside of us. We hold it though around the outside, keep him behind, and now Pearce is trying to do him around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner, but Lawson keeps it pinned all the way around the outside and keeps the Apex driver behind. This is back to Lando now, the battle up front. He's dropped back from George, and he's coming under pressure from Albon and the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc behind. Albon's trying to take him here round the outside to the inside of the McLaren, back to the outside. Lando needs to hold on because it's going to be P4 and the lowest he can finish. To the inside though goes Albon. He's through. He may lose out to the Ferrari as well of Charles Leclerc, and he has, and he's out of the top 4, and Pearce is currently world champion on countback. It's a horrible situation for Lando Norris. He had it in his hands, as now Pearce still out of the points, but currently Lando's 10 points means it will be won on countback by Pearce after getting more wins this season. But Pearce isn't done trying to get his way through the field early on, as he nearly got past Lawson there but couldn't. But now he's going for it again, as we've pulled away and onto the back of the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton, and Pearce is finally past the Red Bull there, and now he's caught the back of us by the end of the lap, and he's going past us like we're not even there. We're still going to fight him, but he's not our fight today. He's going for the championship, a championship he has currently got today. And he is through, and he is flying now, Pearce. He is very much up and running. He gets past the retiring Lewis Hamilton in his final race, and now we're battling Liam Lawson, who's got us back here. We're going to go back to the inside, but Lawson has got the job done on us, as these tyres are starting to die a bit here. This is Jack doing further back. He's spun at turn 1 all on his own, not really under much pressure. So we're being caught now by the Sauber of Hulkenberg. Up the inside, he tries to get us at turn 4, but he's backed out of that one. He's too far back, as he is coming under pressure from our teammate Villeneuve as well, as we've dropped back from the Red Bull of Liam Lawson. He's trying again though. Here is Hulkenberg up the inside. At turn 1, he's too far back to have a go on us here, but he may be interested heading down towards turn 4, as now he's getting closer and closer to us. He's going to go to the inside again. He's too far back though. He backs out of it again. Villeneuve is very much looking interested here, but he's going to be let through by Hulkenberg as he boxes at the end of lap 12. It's looking close between a 1 and a 2 stop today. So is Hulkenberg 2 stopping? And now we're coming under pressure from our teammate Villeneuve, as also Bortoletto is getting interested on the act. Villeneuve's had a bit of a twitch there. We've had to lift and back out of it, and we've been done by Bortoletto. And at the end of lap 13, we're going to pit. We're also going to follow in the Sauber of Bortoletto. We're going to be going on to the hard tyres to try and get us to the end. You can see the state of the rears while we're struggling so much. We're going to learn from the mistakes of Monza. We're going to go on to the hard tyres to give us the option of a 1-stopper if the tyres are capable of it. It's a long way to go on a set of tyres, over half distance, but we'll see if we can manage it. The option is there of 2 stopping. We haven't got a lot to lose today, we just haven't got the pace. As can we catch the back now of Bortoletto? This is our teammate pitting on lap 18, a couple laps longer than us. As there was an Apex pitting right in front of him. He's going on to the hards as well. So is he 1-stopping? And he has come out miles behind us. So this is us. We've been caught by Ocon now. This is a battle for P19. Shocking. Ocon a little bit too far back to have this now, but he is going to have another look. Is he, as we come out of the centre S's, he's getting closer and closer to the back of us here, as Lewis Hamilton is boxing and coming out the pit right in front of us, and we've been boxed in here, and now we've been overtaken by Ocon. There's not much we could do about that after being boxed in with the returning to the track Lewis Hamilton, as this is Pearce now on the back of Antonelli. He's on the verges of the top 10. He's trying to hold it round the outside. He has the inside line. That's then going to go back to the outside line, round the outside. It's a lovely move by Pearce as he continues to get his way forward through the field.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate
as we go back down the inside there of Ocon. Get the job done on the Haas. We take that place of P16 as we start to move up the order after those boxing, but he's going to try and have us back here to the outside, but we are going to fend him off for now. Keep that place, keep that pass behind us, as this was a bit of a train developing in front of us, as this is Bortoletto coming under pressure from Lewis Hamilton, and he gets the job done there, does the Ferrari, as now Bortoletto pitting the same lap as us, but he's really struggling on those tyres. As we swap in the dummy, go round the outside of him at turn 1, and it's job done. This is Lando Norris now on the back of Albon. He's still out of championship winning position. Pearce still champion on countback currently, but Lando finally got the move, got close enough to the Williams to retake that P4 and go back into championship winning position with Pearce out of the top 10. Lando is currently world champion. It swings once again this season, as now this kind of became our race. We were doing alright to Bortoletto behind, we just couldn't quite catch those in front. So that's what our race was, a bit of a pace management. Bortoleto, he looks to be struggling on those mediums. They've gone off very quickly, and he is two stopping, is Bortoleto. This is Pearce now, who's got himself back into championship winning position with Lando P4. He only needs to be P9, and now he's overtaken Gasly to get himself into P7. Lando now needs to get to P2 to have a chance at being world champion. He needs to get George and Leclerc here, as we're coming under pressure by Ocon once again round the outside. Ocon's really boxed himself in there on the exit of turn 1, and we've got him there, but he's still going to have a go at us, as our tyres really are shot now, but it's too late to pit, as now Ocon to the inside has got us. He's pushed us wide, and we've been done by Lawson as well, and right behind us now is our teammate Villeneuve. The tyres are gone. The tyres are absolutely gone, but we had to make the one stop work now. We were committed with just 8 laps to go of this race. Villeneuve is through, and now we're going to be gap watching to Behrman and Tsunoda behind, as Lawson gets past Ocon here. Has he got the job done? It looks like he has. To the inside of turn 4. Has he got the job done? Yes, he has. The Red Bull is past the Haas, as now this is Tsunoda finally finding a way past Behrman and getting the job done on lap 29, and now it's hunting after us. This is George on lap 33, currently still P3. Lando is trying to catch him, and Lando is going to catch him, as George is slowing down because he's got a puncture, and that's going to put Lando not in championship winning position, but he's going to give him a better chance. But as he comes into the pits, he's going to be overtaken by Pearce as well, so that doesn't help out Lando's situation. Lando now has to win this Grand Prix, and with just 2 laps to go, he is miles off the leader of Sonny Hayes, who has a 20-second lead over Charles Leclerc, who is 8 seconds ahead of Lando Norris currently, as we are coming under pressure now from Tsunoda with dead tyres, and George, who has done a great double move on both of us on the new soft tyres, who's not even going to score today after looking fairly comfortable for a P3. But up front on the final lap, this is Sonny Hayes, who has dominated the competition today here in Brazil. He's going to come up to the line. He is going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is going to come home for P2. Good P2 for him, but Lando Norris has let the championship slip through his grasp. He's going to be P3, it's going to be a podium, but it's not going to be enough to take the title, as here he is, Pearce. What a drive from last to finish P6 and be world champion for the first time. We are going to possibly hold off Behrman as we come up to the line. Behrman's going to have us on the line. It's a shocking day for us, but we have a new world champion.
With that, another year of Formula One draws to a close, and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. What a performance this has been from Sonny Hayes, who takes the checkered flag to win the race. All that hard work, all that graft on track, now being rewarded as they make their way onto the podium.
So that's been then your 2026 Formula 1 season and your Brazilian Grand Prix. Won by Sonny Hayes. Great race for him, winning it by 22 seconds. With that, P6 for Pearce and Lando Norris. P3 means he is world champion for the first time. What a drive by Pearce. Last to P6. Sebastian Vettel would be proud of that. It is Albon who is P4. Max is P5, and then down at the back, Bortoleto was the final finisher on the road today at his home Grand Prix, and we were beaten on the line to P17 by Oliver Behrman. So we finished P18. The first time this season we haven't finished in the points in a race. Just shows you how consistent we have been this season, but it's a shocking way to end our season. This is what it means in terms of the final drivers' standings in 2026. Pearce is world champion by 3 points. Lando needed to win that race. P2 wasn't enough. Pearce would have won on countback. Sonny Hayes finishes the championship P3. Good day for Charles Leclerc, means he snatches P4 from us, so does Max Verstappen. Both Leclerc and Max Verstappen finished level on points, and we finished level on points with Oscar Piastri, but we're ahead of him because we won that race back in Monaco. Ultimately, we did very well to even be that far up anyway. We were very, very consistent this season. We've beaten both Red Bull drivers as well over the course of the season. Surely we deserve a seat there now. But at the bottom of the championship, 3 drivers never scored. That was Lance Stroll, Bortoleto and Jack Doohan, who finished last. In terms of the constructors then, Apex wrapped that up a long time ago, winning it by 77 points in the end over McLaren. Ferrari finished P3 and we finished championship in P4, outclassing the proper Red Bull team, with Aston Martin in between us both, P5. Williams had a late surge in the season, finished P7, with Mercedes having a shocker in P8. Then it was Haas, Alpine and Sauber, everyone scoring a point this season though. So that's been then your Brazilian Grand Prix and your 2026 Formula 1 season as well. Epic title decider at Interlagos. We go into 2027 with our future very much up in the air. Will we finally get the call up to Red Bull, or are we going to have to make alternate career choices? We have a new world champion in Pearce. He goes into 2027 aiming to defend his crown. You'll have to come back when we go racing once again in 2027. I'll see you then. Goodbye.